doing our Midwest talk, where we talk about owning and investing in real estate in the Midwest. Particularly, we both invest in Indiana, me and Lynn, and then Jack invests in Pennsylvania. Today, we have a special guest, Curtis, all the way from the Pacific Northwest. And we're going to be talking about an event that we were at. Was it this past weekend? Yeah, it was this past weekend. The Oraat event, where actually the three of you got awards for being recognized members in the community, which was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it was very cool, very unexpected.
Very
Yeah.
expected, you said?
No, yeah, very unexpected. I'm just standing there, just hanging out, and I'm like, oh wait, he called me.
Honestly, I think I blacked out because Curtis, I don't even see you go up there and get a belt. I was just like, "Ugh." So much adrenaline from coming down the stage.
So when the next day, whenever me and Cynthia were waiting for the flight and the loading or the boarding and stuff, I told her, I was just like, I can't remember what I even said on the stage.
Yeah. It's definitely a different experience being up in front of as many people as there were. I don't know how many people attended the event. I guessed around 200 or so is what it felt like to me. But that's definitely interesting to stand up in front of that many people.
Jen, who was she was doing the name tags, so she said it's about 300 people.
Oh, there was 300.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I wonder how many people were upstairs. I guess Jen could tell us that as well, actually.
I would say like upstairs, maybe like 50, because during lunch we were able to see a few, 8 tables of like maybe 7, 8 people a table.
Yeah, I will say when we got there, what was it, like 7:30 or something like that? All the people that got there early, I was like, oh my gosh, I know literally every single person in this room. And then, right around time for the event to start, you got everybody else flooding in. But you see who's active all the time. Because we're there like early, and then we're there late, burn the whole thing down, But as far as like the event itself, what was your let's start with Lynn, and then we can just go around. What was your favorite part of the event?
The favorite event for me was that networking part of like getting to. I mean, Dylan, I met you for the first time there, and Jack I saw you again, and I got to see Cynthia, which like we always talk about you and Cynthia and your plans for each other, but I never got to meet, and that was really special that she came to like support you. Curtis, obviously, you came as well, but everybody just like. When they say it feels like a family reunion, it does feel like a family reunion. Like I talk to you guys on a weekly basis more than I talk to my family. And then sometimes. So it was really nice to see each other and like just to be able to hang out and go to lunch and dinner and just walk around. And, you see some people getting foolish and like, yeah, like I know you now.
Oh my. Yeah, I think that was a really, really good part. I think another thing that was a shocker is like when you're not used to seeing a lot of people in person or you haven't met people before, everybody looks like they're about the same height on camera. But then you go talk to people in person. Like Frank's one that shocked me. I thought Frank was going to be like 5'8" or something like that. And he's like 6'5".
So Frank actually surprised me, and I think I'm the only one to ever say this because I kept hearing about how tall Frank is and stuff. So I was imagining him being like 3 or 4 inches taller than Curtis, and he's not. So like from hearing everyone talk about how tall Frank is, like granted he's taller than me because I'm only about 5'9", 5'10", but I was expecting him to like tower like almost a foot above me.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he was tall. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Curtis and Frank are pretty tall.
That's true. Jack, what was your favorite part of the event?
I think my favorite part of the event was getting to see you guys again, and like the whole Wednesday through Friday is again my favorite. Even though I was busy on Thursday for most of it because I had meetings I had to attend to. But it was great seeing you guys. I really enjoyed being in the convention more this year, I think, than last. For some reason, I don't know why. Just I really enjoyed it, and I liked how he laid the whole thing out better, getting the general ticket people out of the building and freeing up that space upstairs. It it led into a few good talks with different people and having a quiet area to do that in.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I did think it was better as far as the whole layout of how they had everything set up. I know they tried to do the deadening curtains this year to like cut down on sound, but I think we almost just need to try to find a place next year where people that don't necessarily want to listen to the speeches can just like hang out and talk to each other because it seems like there's a large group of people that don't really come there for the presentations. Um, I mean, I'm guilty of that. I watched Cody's and I watched who else? I can't remember. Oh, Jared's. I like Jared's presentation. I didn't really see anybody else's because that yet again, like that's like the smallest part of why I even come to Vegas for the event. I know there's a lot of work that goes into it and everything. It's just, you know, I'd rather just hang out with people that I only see once a year in person as opposed to watching presentations that I could watch online when I get back home if I really want to watch it. Like I need to watch Brandon's. That's one that I really wanted to see and I missed, but I can watch it on YouTube and then I can shoot him messages about it. He said he would send me his Excel sheets for building properties.
Nice.
See,
And Curtis. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and that's kind of how I felt about it too. Like there were some people I just really I wasn't interested in seeing from the get go, and I gave them a chance. I listened to about half of the presentation. I was like, okay, we're going to back.
Does one of them rhyme with race?
It could.
No, I actually I think he's a really good speaker. I think Rob is too.
I think they're both great.
Yeah, I just don't care for the content because of what they like. I don't care about the creative finance as much, and I don't care about short-term rentals. So awesome guys, not really content that I need to consume.
That's kind of how I felt. And honestly, when I listen to Pace Morby outside of the event, I always kind of get down on myself. It's just like I could be doing so much more. And it's just like, no, I'm sticking to my lane. This is what I'm doing. This is what we are doing. And when I listen to Rob builds, I start to get shiny object syndrome. Be like, well, I could do this and this and this, and it's like, no, that this market isn't made for that. Like, just stick to your lane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a good takeaway. Curtis, what about you? What was your favorite part of the event?
I think everyone's favorite part is actually not being at the event. It's doing all the other stuff. But
yeah,
one thing that I noticed more at this event than I did at the last one that I really enjoyed was hour 2 of lunch. So like hour 1, you're kind of eating, you're kind of just talking to the people. But in that second hour, it seemed like walls started to come down a little bit, and people were being more honest about what issues they were having or what their real goals were. Not so much just that surface like level stuff. Like, oh, I invest in this. This is how many doors I have. This is my job. But it actually got to like the real depth of what they're trying to do, why, what problems that they have, and I really enjoyed that part.
yeah. No, that's a good takeaway. I think my favorite thing that I realized about like I feel like I just realized it being in the community in general, but like when you're actually talking to everybody, if you've been to other real estate conferences, and this isn't to bash on other networks or groups or anything, but I feel like there's a lot of transactional nature in a lot of the conferences that you can go to. They're like they'll come talk to me and they're like, what can I get from Dylan? Whereas like when you go to the Oraat event, it like Lynn was saying, it's almost like a family reunion. Like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in person ever, but with a lot like Curtis, I haven't seen you in person in like a year. So we were just all hanging out. even new people, like being able to just pull people that aren't even part of like, well, I wouldn't say part of our like original group, but like we don't know yet, and just being able to loop them into the circle and get them talking to everybody. Whereas I feel like some places, they can shut off a little bit and everything gets super clicky. Like we're all happy to bring people in, and everybody that comes to this event isn't really about me, me, me. It's more of like just everybody growing together.
Oh yeah, like the comparison. So I went to this event, and then I flew out Monday to come back home. Tuesday I was back to work, and then I went to Pace's event he had here in Tacoma. It was a cool event. Probably not quite 300 people. Probably closer to 150 to 200, but still a big group. Um, and just the conversations were drastically different, right? It was much more like, okay, what's your buy box? How can we do a deal together? Which, okay, that's cool, but it's just a different thing.
Yeah. I think like all of us get to talk about it so much that it's almost the least important thing when we get to the conference. It's like we've all talked about our buy box. We all know what each other are buying, what each other want. So it's just like hanging out and catching up instead of like, oh, what are you trying to buy? I mean, if there's somebody new, we can talk to them about that. And my favorite thing was some of the people that haven't gotten to real estate yet that were there at the event. I think there was a few of them. I got to talk to a lady. I can't remember where she's from. Julie is her name, but she was talking about getting started and trying to either house hack or buying her first out-of-state investment or something like that. And I was trying to talk her into buying a duplex because I thought that was going to be the better option to start off, just because if you make a mistake, there's at least a little bit more cash coming in. But
yeah, I have the same. We don't have pay doesn't come to LA as often, but we have a lot of groups that are sub 2, and they're not called sub 2 when you go to. So when I was like starting to go into meetups here, there is like SoCal, like real estate meetup groups and stuff like that. And but then the majority are like PACE members, like the whole creative financing deal. So there's like a bunch of like team leaders in the team, and then it's definitely like Celsi all the time, like join our group, make sure that you're with somebody that's like a team leader, join a team, not just Spaces mentorship, but also join like the regional part of the office, and like wholesale, a lot of wholesalers, like a lot of wholesalers. And so I think that over there it's definitely more transactional. Over here is more transactional. And then at the same time, I feel like it's so let's say they want buy box, but the majority of the wholesalers are looking on the bigger states, so like California, Florida, Texas, right? Those are like their 3 main hitting points. Like if you want to buy in any of those states, then you probably would do well with the wholesalers. But even then, when you join, like let's say the Facebook group, or you join the whatever like deals or mailing list that they send you, because you're kind of for these meetups you do have to drop an email every time you sign up somewhere. So like they'll send you deals, and I'm like, no, these deals pencil out. Like I don't understand. Even if I'm a fix and flipper, I'm looking like flipping. Okay, what does this look like? I just like to look at properties for fun. So I'm like, this is basically being sold as like the square per footage of the MLS. It's the same. So I'm like, yeah, it's creative. Yeah, maybe I'm like thinking over like a 2.9 interest rate, but at the same time, like the wrap that they're selling it on doesn't make sense, because I could just get the conventional, and then the overall payment would be about the same. So like I'm like, this is, I don't know.
I think some people will also, well, not even some people, like I see people overpay for properties for the simple fact that they are doing a creative financing deal because the rate's like 3%. But then you're kind of stuck in that situation, because if you want to unload it, you have to do it in a creative way to be able to get the same value. Otherwise, people are just going to value it off of today's rates. And then you're SOL. Like nobody's going to buy it as an investment that way. So I don't know. I feel like it's something that I just stay away from. I like seller finance. I don't really like land contracts. We can get into that in a different episode, but I feel like the creative financing space is just more for people that don't have money yet that want to do deals anyways. But that's how you get into like maximum leverage, and that can be a big problem in itself. But it is what it is. I guess if it gets somebody started and they don't blow up.
And I run into a lot of people that are like, I just want to do a creative finance deal, just one. It doesn't matter if I make money or not. I'm like, what? I'm like, it should matter that you're gonna either cash flow or get if you're a wholesaler, get like a assignment fee, right? It should matter.
Yeah, I completely agree.
But I know Dion doesn't subscribe to that either. Like he's like cash flow is reason number 19 on his like criteria of making money, like buying a deal. I'm like, I don't know. Mine is number 1 for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's easier when you're in a position where I mean, your portfolio is in that position right now where you could probably pick up some deals that aren't performing as much, but you know they're going to be like major equity gainers and you can add to them in the future. But like he's probably just looking at it through the lens of making 20 grand a month in cash flow. And then like, yeah, I can pick up something that sucks year 1 or year 2 because year 3, it's going to be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going back to the event. I know that Zuber does these awards for recognition of community members. And I tried. I think I had asked one of you at the event, and you're like, I'm not sure. But well, now I'm going to kind of put you on the spot on this one, and we'll just go around the world again. Lynn, were you pretty shocked when you got called up? And like, part of getting called up, why do you think you were recognized this year?
I was pretty shocked because I feel like everybody is a giver in this community and everybody gives a lot of their time, like everybody here and other people too, that are constantly trying to make the community a nicer, more welcoming place. So I didn't think I was like forefront on that giving space because I think that is what it is, a go-giver award. I don't think I'm at the bottom of the poll, but I also didn't think I was a front runner whatsoever. So yeah, I was pretty shocked. And also like I don't know, for some reason I think like Super doesn't know me my name either. Like because there's a lot of people in the community too, right? And then they have the Three Amigos and he has so many networking people that he brings every week. And then I was like, that was super cool. So
yeah. Yeah, no, that was good. I think when at least when I was looking at like the people that were recognized, like the biggest thing I thought of was these are generally the people that are super active in the community and participating a lot. So like you run 2 different communities. We also host this podcast every week. And I see you guys all, and I don't know if you're in the chat all the time, Lynn, but I definitely see Jack in the chat all the time. And I don't know if Curtis, are you posting in school a lot?
Yeah, I'm more of a commenter than necessarily the original poster.
Yeah, no, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, just people that are actively involved, helping how they can. That's kind of what I was looking at, and I was like, yeah, no, a lot of these people on this list make sense. But moving on to you, Jack. What did you think?
he's like, I knew.
I knew it was going to happen.
I had a feeling, but no, to actually hear your name being called is, it was definitely a shocker and a surprise. I honestly think the reason why my name was called is just because there's the Pennsylvania group meetup. I mean, I'm not as active as Lynn in the sense of hosting 2 meetups, but we do that one, then we do this one. And I think the other big thing is just I'm constantly posting good content creator things in the whatever you want to call it, because I know Zuber a couple times is reached out and be like, "Oh, thanks for posting." He's like, Your thoughts are so insightful." He's actually asked me once or twice if I use AI, and I was like, "No, I just every couple of days I think of a really good topic and I write it down usually while I'm at work, and when I go out on break, I just shoot it out onto the school community." And some of the stuff I post on there, it's like I know what the answer is, at least for me, but I like to just get the post and get the engagement and get people to think about stuff and maybe a different mindset.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I see you posting all the time. I'm not always in school, but I see the notifications on my phone. I'll read part of it if I have time.
I gotta
You're
say,
not always in school, but when you are, you're there.
I gotta say, those blog posts do really get me, because sometimes somebody will like comment of a question that was like from a blog from a year ago, and then it brings it back to like the top of the feed, right? And then
Mhm.
so like there's like somebody, what is your goals in the next 6 to 12 months or something? And then they give options like quit your W2, buy your next deal, or save, pay off debt, or whatever. And then one of the comments, brought me back to like my comment, which said, quit my W2, what, are you crazy? No, never. And now like one of my goals is like to quit my W2. So I'm like, what the heck, what a kind of different mental space I was in like even a year ago from now, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, they're good. How about you, Curtis?
Oh man, dude, I was kind of shocked, and then I was like, "Oh shit, now I got to do more stuff." Like I can't, get the award and then like do less. So like, okay, I should have to do more. Um,
That's it, you peaked, and then that's it.
yeah, I peaked, And so I was like, okay, what can I do now that I, to help out more? But yeah, no, I was definitely shocked. Not so much about y'all, because you guys do the meetups on the computer. Jack, you even did an event, and so, but I think one thing I'm more behind the scenes, either the commenting or I'll bring people onto school, like because I send out links and whatever, and so, and maybe that was it.
Yeah. He's like, this guy's our top referrer. We got to bring him up here. No, that's good. I see you doing all this stuff in your local area too. Like you host the events. I think you spoke at a school a couple times. Well, I mean, you are a teacher, so
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, and then at those events, I talk about the Oraat and all that stuff. So yeah, no, it was cool. And the part I was not expecting was all the looks I would get during my airport trip. Like,
oh yeah.
at the airport, I just was getting all of these looks, and like a couple of people did ask, or like, "Hey, are you a wrestler or something?"
You should have been like, yeah, I'm a world champion, don't you know me?
You've never seen me before?
I know.
Yeah.
Maybe next year. That's what I'll say.
So the next one that I wanted to go through with you guys was just figuring out what your strategy is going to be for this year, because I know a lot of us, just as we've been in this game a little bit longer, things start to change as far as what we're wanting to do. Like for example, I didn't think I would do any refinances because I wanted to keep the cash flow, and now I'm wanting to rip the money out to go buy more stuff. So things change. So with you, Lynn, what's your goals in real estate this year?
I'm actually doing a refinance right now too. Like I started January, and this is like not a burr, but not really a burr. It's just a property that I put a cosmetic rehab into. So not like to the studs or anything like that. But then I realized there's still I thought there was a lot of equity. And then I got my first appraisal with the lender, and I was like, oh, actually this came out lower. This is the first time, hopefully the last time, that my appraisal came lower than I thought it would be. So now I'm going from another lender and then getting a different appraisal. I haven't done that yet, but I'm in the process of doing that. That's like stripping equity from one of the properties that I have. And technically I'm not supposed to be buying, right? Technically, yeah. That didn't last long.
Are you buying something else?
Yeah, I am an escrow right now. So I'm buying one property that's already rented. That it's not gonna add any type of burst whatsoever to my portfolio. So and I negotiated 0 down. So technically, I'm not buying. Technically, I'm just taking over a house.
Yeah. Technically, it's free.
Technically,
Well, that's awesome. Congrats.
but after that, hopefully, I'm not gonna buy anymore.
Wasn't it a package of 3 houses that he was
It was a
selling you?
package of 2,
Okay.
and seller finance both of them. And one of them, I did the inspection, and I knew there was going to be a turnover for that one, so I was going to spend like possibly $3,000 to $4,000 doing the turnover. So, but then when the inspection came back, the roof is in a bad shape, so that would be, I mean, need to change the roof, so that would be an additional $8,000 to $10,000 I would have to put into the house. So I was like, I'm supposed to be optimizing. I'm not gonna, even though it's still my buy box. I talked about it with the other people, and I can't anybody called, and I was like, easy dollar versus hard dollar. So I'm like, I'm following Jasek's advice. So I'm gonna just take over the one that's easy to take over, and it's already rented, and I don't have to put money into the property year one. So that's what I'm doing.
Gotcha. And for anybody that doesn't know Jacek, I feel like he says it all the time to take the easy $1 versus the difficult 2. That's how he runs his businesses. He runs a glass company, and he was talking about why people will ask him like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do this? And he's like, well, I could, and it does pay, but it's a pain in the butt. And I can just do this thing, and I can do this thing a lot, and I can make the $1 multiple times instead of doing the really difficult thing that people are going to complain about. And there's, all kinds of headaches with. So I think that's great advice to go by. What about you, Jack? What are you working on this year?
I want to help Cynthia get her first 2 rentals. She wants to get 2 rentals. She's using me as a guinea pig this whole time to see if I would sink or swim. And she wants to get 2, especially after the Oraat event. And I want to get 1 this year and finish stabilizing the 4-plex.
Nice.
Oh, and get my GC license.
Just another thing to that list. 2 rentals, stabilize a portfolio, get my DC license.
Nice.
Yeah,
well,
nothing huge.
We'll talk about it on a future episode. Curtis, how about you, man? I know there's a couple different things you were working on.
Yeah. One thing is I'm looking to refinance the house I'm in now. And then I can feel a life event possibly happening that will make me have to move at some point through the year for another house hack. We'll see. One thing that I've noticed is since my last purchase, the prices have gone up a little bit. So the down payment I thought I would need, I might need a little bit more than I thought because I got like 20,000 now, which that used to be enough for 5% down, but I might need a little bit more now that the market has moved.
Yeah. Well, are you factoring in your commission in that too?
Well, from what I've heard, and I even asked the lenders this at the event, is that you can't use your commission for the down payment. And so I was like, okay, but what can I use it for? And they said like the closing cost.
Mm-hmm.
But I think even still, I might need a couple more months to save up if I do the house hack route.
Yeah. So the only thing that like when I say like, are you factoring in the commission? Like I always keep a 10K emergency fund separate from everything else. But if I needed an additional 10K, I will just tear out that emergency fund because I know that at closing I'm going to get a check for like 9 or 10 grand. So then I just put the money right back. That's what I'm saying. So if you have an emergency fund for your properties and you close, it's like 4 days that you don't have that money, and then you get the money back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. My next purchase, I'm probably gonna be razor thin. That's kind of how I run my ship over here. Is as soon as I hit the requirement for the reserve, because they want 6 months reserves and all of that stuff. Where because our mortgage payments are a little bit more than they are in Indiana, and so to get 6 months of that, it's like, okay, well, that's not a small chunk.
Yeah.
And so I'll get those reserves, I'll have the cash, and then I typically get like, hey, what is the line? And I'll go up to the line.
No, that makes
Yeah, I
sense.
just want to see if we can answer some questions. Did anybody talk about how to use AI for the real estate work at the conference?
Nobody has, but I feel like that's something that we can definitely talk about, and maybe if Harrison wants to do a video on that, I'd be happy to talk about that, because I do some stuff like if I want to create a renovation calculator, I'll just use like one of the AI platforms to like throw up a web page that has like a specific renovation calculator, or like building your own tools. The platforms like Zillow and Redfin and stuff like that don't have APIs that have so essentially you can't pull the properties off of Redfin and Zillow and everything like that just through like getting the data from them. You'd have to use a tool that like just pulls it off the web page like you're surfing on the web. So it's a little bit more difficult. That being said, I think there's some cool things you can do if you have MLS access. Pretty sure I can get an API key for the MLS, and I can just like stream data into an app, and that'd be pretty useful to get like notifications like, hey, this is in your buy box, this is a duplex, check this out.
Yeah, I don't think there was a speaker that was their main topic, but I thought I heard. Now, to be fair, I wasn't fully paying attention. I was probably talking to Yasik or something, but I thought a couple of the speakers just mentioned it in their thing. Like I think Dana was up there. She was talking about how Hemlane, they're using some AI to either write the description, or there was a couple things. And then did Rob, the Airbnb guy, Rob?
Yeah, Rob mentioned like Guesty for short-term rentals, and he mentioned something else. I forgot, but I think Loom was mentioned too for SMBs.
Oh, Loom is awesome.
And I haven't used it yet, but I want to check it out to see if we can get something standardized.
So during the Pittsburgh meetup, we had Yasik speak about AI, and he was talking about how he uses it in his business and stuff, and how to use it for real estate and stuff. And he'd be good to have on as well.
Yeah, no, I think there's a lot of things you can do with it, like JLD Systems is said that they use it if they have a sensitive text or email that they need to send to tenants. They'll run it through there to improve it. There's plenty of stuff like that.
I like what Yasik was saying, because what he was talking about is getting a system set up so like it almost eliminates us unless it's something absolutely major, and more or less the person would text this number, and if it needs to escalate it, it then shoots it to you. But otherwise, if it's like, oh, it's this plumbing issue, and it creates a three-way message system where you're included, but you can just sit in the background where it's like, okay, here's the list of plumbers. Let's see who, like, it does all that for you, and then reaches out to the tenant and does a three-way conversation between you, the plumber, and yourself. Yourself, the plumber, and the tenant.
I think that's a really good use for it. Dude, there's plenty of things. Like, you can build so many things with AI. Not to overhype it too much, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff we could dig into that's pretty cool. Okay, so I thought this would be a fun one, just because it's all the real estate event while we're in Vegas. But if you could recommend a place for people to go to while they're in Vegas, as somebody that's been there multiple times, what is something, well, when they go there with us next year, what are we going to recommend? And I'll start with you, Lynn.
Oh,
Jack, you're not going yet. It's Lynn's turn. No, I'm just kidding.
I think Fogo de Chao was a really good place for people to gather, because they give us like basically a whole room and a whole like big table for us to all sit together and talk to each other. But it's really hard because obviously large groups, right? 27, 30 people at a time, like following each other and not having a schedule where to go, where to stop. So that's also very challenging. But I think Fogocha was a good place. Beer, I never made it to Beer Park, so I'm not sure that the containment store, which is or the containment park, that's a good place to gather. The only problem is like January next year is gonna be like cold.
Mm.
So outside venues, I don't know.
Yeah, that was a really good place. What about you, Jack? What do you think?
I think we should go to the demo tank ranch.
Did you go there last year? Well, this past year?
No, but I found I just was we were on a me and Cynthia on Monday decided to check out this new spa that the Hilton opened, and they shuttled us over on a bus, and I found on the way over there where you rent a tank, like a little, like literally a World War II tank, and you run over cars with it.
Wow,
That does sound
that
fun.
sounds kind of fun.
Yeah.
But if you want something closer on Fremont Street, there's axe throwing smash rooms that me and Cynthia found behind the Denny's on Fremont Street, and there's also go-kart slip tracks.
I don't know if I like that. I would check it out. I would say I'll do everything once, at least once. So
Yeah.
Well, if you're only going to do it once, then you better save it for us.
Oh
How about
gosh.
you, Curtis?
Well, we have a spammer here in the chat. This financial firefighter guy.
who's that person?
Oh my gosh. And he said, I use AI. Oh, we know you use AI.
Yeah. Oh,
He
my
likes
goodness.
using Sora now to make
Yeah,
all
I
of
know.
his funny videos.
Yasek uses Gronk,
Oh,
Grok or whatever. Yeah, they're interesting guys. But as far as places to go, next year we're gonna plan in advance and we're gonna go to that sushi place.
mm.
It's
We do need
all
to go
you can
there.
eat. We got bamboozled because we didn't plan ahead and we went to the all you can eat that didn't have the sushi. I think that was a big drop off. It's like this Korean barbecue place. It's fantastic, but I think the better option is when they have both.
Yeah, that was Hwaro, Hwaro. If anybody that's watching lives in Vegas or around Vegas, so the Hwaro one was they had the sushi and everything. And then we went to Hwaro two because we were like, oh, there's not as much of weight, but it was only Korean barbecue. I mean, it was good, but
Oh yeah, it's
I
fine.
I feel like all of us wanted some sushi too.
Yeah, but I was about to say it then, but or if there's another place, I'd be interested to go, but that place was just so good.
Yeah, the one that I recommended that I like to go to whenever I'm in Vegas is Sakana Sushi. That I don't know if they're owned by the same people. It seems like it because some of the rolls seem similar, but it's an all-you-can-eat sushi place. It's like 10 minutes from the strip, and yeah, it's really good. I recommend to anybody that's there. But that wasn't supposed to be my recommendation, just so you know. That was just a bonus one. I recommend people check out, and I don't think a lot of people see these because they don't like read online about the speakeasies, but all of the main casinos, I don't know about all of them, but a lot of them have these like hidden bars that you can go to. Like the Cosmo has, what is it called? Like the Snow Lodge or something like that.
Yeah, they had the ghost monkey, which is really hard to find. I had to watch so many TikTok videos of like, where's the effing secret door? But anyways, and then also the ski lodge is a really good one. That one is worth it, I would say.
Yeah, and I know the Aria has one behind the coffee shop on the second floor. And then I want to say there was one in a chicken shop at one of the, it was like behind a chicken shop at one of the places. But I tried going to that one and it was absolutely packed. So couldn't make it into there. But those are really cool. I thought the ski lodge was one of the cooler ones that I've seen.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I'm hoping during January there's still people, but it's not as crazy. Like like the wait times because
Yeah.
it's not going to be the big Valentine's Day weekend.
So we moved it to January next year.
Yeah,
Okay, good, good,
yeah,
good, good, good. No more Valentine's Day weekend.
no,
Yeah.
it's now going to be MLK weekend.
Oh, okay. 3-day weekend.
Yeah,
I think it's better because everybody's like kind of getting off their New Year's and then they have resolutions and plans to do. And then so like it kind of kicks on the year.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I think a lot of us get that day off at least. Um, I know Curtis, you and I both work for the government, so pretty sure we both get that day off. I don't know about y'all.
I definitely get the day off.
Like I'm taking it off. If I don't get it off.
Yeah.
Um. Oh. Uh. I didn't see this one. But do you guys have any advice for people that are wanting to save money for the trip like if they want to come join us next year? I have some things, but I'll go last because I'm the interviewer in this case. And then
I don't want to mention Costco, but but I know Curtis well. Uh, so the Grand is a Chase partner hotel. So if you have a Chase credit card, the points are very easy transferable. Like every single time I've been in Vegas, the Grand is like one of the Chase partners. So it's really cost effective to transfer points and then get the rooms for a really really cheap rate. I think I paid like 400,000 points, which is like equivalent of like $380, I think, for all 5 nights. So that was pretty good. um yeah, that's my major money saver there.
no, that's awesome. That's a good recommendation. And for anybody that's going next year, we all try to stay at the downtown Grand. There were some people that were on the Strip and some people at the Excalibur this year, and some of the other
I'm I'm thinking
hotels.
about doing the Excalibur.
Never mind.
I found them on Groupon after I moved to the Grand, and they're like
Mhm.
$75 a night.
Yeah, there's a reason it's $75, and I've stayed there. It smells like cigarettes,
Yeah.
Uh,
and it's
There,
far
yeah,
away.
yeah, that is the thing, is because my timeshare that I used of a friend's was $30 total.
Mhm.
But
Total?
yeah,
What?
yeah.
How many nights was that?
Um, it was it 5 or 6 nights? Yeah, but it was part of their timeshare, so you just had to pay the fee, and the
Oh.
$30 was just the fee. But it was nice when we were doing like the Denny's nights because
Mhm.
I could just walk down. But anytime we did anything on Fremont, I had to Uber.
Mhm.
Or and there wasn't really any group Ubers, right? I couldn't share with somebody because I was the only one that was staying in my area. So I'm gonna have to go back and do the math to see, is it worth to stay far, or is it worth just to pay a little bit more to stay close on the hotel side of things?
I also stay with somebody else, so
Mhm.
Mm.
That's what I recommend because the first year well, I stayed by myself and it was like $600 or $700, and then this time I was supposed to room with somebody. They couldn't make it last minute, but they still split the room with me, so it ended up being half the cost on that. Jack, what's your recommendation?
don't stay at the Airbnb.
Yeah, Airbnb is expensive.
Like I got an Airbnb and I lasted almost half a day.
Mm.
And yeah, there was bars on the building next door, and someone twice tried to sell me drugs. And yeah, and it kind of got to the point where I felt like a walking target, wheeling my luggage up to the downtown Grand. So I actually called an Uber to go literally 3 blocks.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, Vegas is hit and miss like when you're outside of the strip. So you really have to know where you're staying.
Yeah, I didn't expect 3 blocks to be that big of a impact. So yeah, not doing that again. No, nope, 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 nope.
Well, I can tell you, a street difference can be pretty big impact in the area that you're in. What about you, Curtis? What's your recommendation?
I like Yasik's comment is to save some money, you also have to pick the right dates. There, Dylan.
Yeah.
I think I think us being off of Valentine's Day is going to help save money too.
Yeah.
I also book ahead, guys. Like I book all my trips like 3, 4 months ahead. Don't wait until last minute to get tickets for flights, get tickets for hotels. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
For I know Lynn mentioned the Costco, but they have these like cards that you can get, right? So you spend 80, but you get like $100 worth.
Mhm.
Uh, that's helpful for like Ubers. I'm sure they have other things, but I got the Uber one, and that was super helpful. Um, you could like I didn't know about the Chase card, so I might actually get that and use a promotion or something to get the bonus points. Yeah, those are the big
So
ones.
so here's something I was thinking about for next year, and tell me what you guys think, because I was adding up the Uber because Curtis, I kind of ran the same boat as you, where I had meetings Thursday and I was waiting for Cynthia on Friday, so I ended up spending a lot more on Ubers because I didn't have anyone to share them with,
Mhm.
and I was actually starting to crunch the numbers. Do you think in that scenario that it's worthwhile getting a rental car, or do you think you're going to end up spending just as much in parking and everything else? Because I was doing the math on the Uber and stuff. It's just like I might have for a rental car.
Mm.
I think the more optimal thing would be if you had a couple people to split the car with to like go
Hmm.
around. It has to be cheaper because I spent a lot of money on Ubers while I was there, and I wasn't the only one booking Ubers for people either.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, though I know with the parking at the Grand, I think I heard Kenny say it was like $20 a night.
Hmm.
it's free.
It's free at the Grand.
Yeah, it's free.
Oh, then
I think they charge it at the Golden Nugget.
oh, okay, then maybe that's what they were talking about. But I heard someone talking about the parking fee, and it
Mm.
was around
Yeah.
$20 a night, and I was like, oh,
If you're staying at the strip, it is like $35 or something per night
oh,
to have your car overnight. Yeah,
oh,
but if
okay.
you stay in the Grand, is free.
I think. Were you in the car with? Yeah, you were in the car with Kenny and I and
Mhm.
Jen when they were talking about that. I believe they said that's part of the resort fee. So
Oh,
like it's just charged anyways, whether you use it or not.
okay, gotcha.
Um, I think the thing that I would recommend people do, and I don't like to recommend credit cards, but my favorite thing to do is before I get ready to book the event, buy the ticket or anything, I look at credit card promotions because for the past 2 years, I haven't paid for my flight because all I do is look, oh, does Chase have a credit card promotion? Does, American Airlines or whoever I'm going to be flying with this time I flew with Southwest. I got their Southwest card. My flight was $500. I got a $200 statement credit when I opened the card, and then I spent $1,000 on the card and got $300 back. So I ended up netting out zero on the flight, and I got a free beer because I was a Southwest whatever. I don't know. They just gave it to me. The point in that is like try to find more creative ways to pay for things if you're going to be spending the money anyways. I'm not telling you go out and spend money to hit the spend limits, but if you're going to be paying for groceries or paying for flights or paying for your Oraat ticket, just put it all on that card and get it a little bit in advance of when you're actually going to be using it, because then you can throw on all those charges at once. You'll hit the spend bonus, and then you might get $300, $500. Some of them are $1,000. Like I know the Chase Sapphire one that I'm waiting for a construction project to do is like spend $6,000, get like 1250 or something like that, and
Yeah,
that's points.
I
So
just
that's
opened my
different.
first business credit card, and it's the one that you get 100,000 points, so worth of like $1,000 in travel. So I'm waiting for that card to come and like swipe.
Yeah, and you can get really creative with the points too. So
Yeah.
like the 100,000 points might be worth $1,000 if you redeem it as cash
Yeah.
back. But I'm pretty sure on the Sapphire card they're worth 1.25 cents per point in the
Mhm.
travel portal, and then like the one that's like $500 or $600 a year, that card, I think they're worth 1.5 cents per point. So that's worth $1,250 to $1,500 for
Yeah.
those. So I'm just not spending my points. Like technically I paid 300, but I have $300 worth of chase points sitting in my account that I'm just not using because I'm saving for a flight or something.
I'm always like hitting that point threshold. I'm like, okay, enough points to go to my next trip. So like I deploy it and then I keep it up again. Like,
Yeah, just don't pay for your flights.
yeah,
Just keep collecting points. If you're always doing renovations, you'll never pay for flights.
exactly.
Do you guys have anything else for anybody? As far as things they should know for coming to the event next year. You know what? Actually, the last thing I would want to ask before we get into that is, what is something that you think that could be changed about the event next year compared to how our experience was this year or last year? Just as somebody that's been there, what do you think? And I'll start with you, Lynn.
What is it? What is the question? What do you expect?
What's something you would change about the event or do differently compared to like how they have done it the past couple of years?
I think
All the
that
hats going back is getting serious.
no, I think that because it's growing, like the community is growing, and now there's a lot more people in the event. It's very easy to get distracted by the people in the back, or you wanting to go talk to somebody. And then I know the Blind Center has like even a bowling alley. I think Mark mentioned. So
Yeah,
like
if you go into where the general cafe, like where people were eating for general admission, instead of following the line to that other next room, if you hang a right, there's the bowling alley right there.
mhm. Yeah, so having like breakout rooms would be cool to have like a topic or something like during the days because I feel like that's the norm in a lot of conferences that I go to, like so people can gather that are basically the same because like I, I like Jira too, but I don't do co-living. I don't do rent by the room. So like during that presentation, I don't think I would be able to like get a lot out of that speaker per se, as opposed to or like Rob Abisolo, he does short Airbnb, and I'm like, yeah, like it's cool to listen to them, but breakout rooms would be cool to like just hang out with people that are like more your strategy and more you could learn more from them, right? To stay in your lane, kind of.
So like separate the speakers into breakout rooms essentially. So like, hey, we're gonna have a short-term rental speech in this room, or maybe they do their main speech and like there's a breakout room to like
Yeah.
go ask more questions for the Q&A.
Yeah, or that speaker, or like people that want to volunteer that do like kind of like a live accountability call or live meetup kind of thing about your type of investment. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good one. What about you, Jack?
Kind of going along with what Lynn said, I was thinking it'd be nice if, like, for example, like if you don't necessarily have a whole lot in common with the speaker on the main stage, have like a little secondary stage, either back in that one room, you go up the half flight of stairs and you have that empty room I was just talking about earlier. Have like a secondary speaker there, and I'm not saying it has to be another big name. I'm talking like you could do like the contractors thing where you're gonna have like Jim, Yasik, old guy REI, or maybe even Emily, all take the stage, and like that presentation could be half as long as what the main one is. So if they're on for an hour, maybe make theirs half an hour. And that was one of the things I was thinking about because, and like maybe during the big name guys that are out there, if you don't have anything in common, have like some ORAT people talking on that stage, the secondary stage.
Yeah,
because like most of us are, I mean, I don't want to speak shove words in people's mouth, but like I feel like most of the people in ORET would be tickled to death to go and talk about something, even if it's just their buy box.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people like speaking, some people do not like public speaking. But you wouldn't volunteer if you don't like it.
Right.
You could do
I,
it, Lynn. You got this.
I'll speak for everybody. Let me do a few more deals this year.
See, that's honestly like I was joking with Sin. I was like, I I would love to go up and actually speak on stage, and I kind of know what I would like to talk about in some way, but like I don't. I hope it's not that. I hope I don't get asked to speak this next year because would like to actually get a few more deals and at least be at financial independence.
mm, yeah. Yeah. I think it's good to like have what you're wanting to talk about kind of zeroed in on, but I get the whole like wanting to do enough to like feel like you have something to talk about, but I feel like you can think of something to talk about if you were asked. I did see before we get to you, Curtis. I saw Ivan threw in the chat. I'm very excited at how there might be something for the younger people that are attending. So there was a lot of the kids. I think there were a bunch of teenagers that got to go to the event. I don't know if there were any younger kids than that were brought to the event, but they were able to go speak with Cody and some of the speakers and have one-on-ones to be able to, talk about real estate from people that are doing it at, pretty high level. And then also they were able to talk to all of us. A lot of us were trying to actively like get them to talk to people because, like it's not the most exciting thing to like when your dad takes you to a real estate conference, but um,
I think
just seeing what it affords some people, I think is more exciting for some of them, or seeing that we're all able to just do like hanging out on a weekend in Vegas because we all feel like it. Yeah, I think it
I,
helps. Like Brandon was saying, oh, sorry, one sec, Jack. Brandon was saying like kids don't listen to their parents, but they'll listen to other people. So if their parents want them to learn something, bring them around people that they're going to think are cool or like
Yeah.
they're somebody else. And they can say the exact same thing that their mom or dad are saying, and they'll take it to heart because it's their friend that told them, not their parents. And what were you saying, Jack?
oh, I would say I think the best question out of the whole event actually came from one of the teenagers. I don't know who it was or whose kid it was, but is either to Jared or Brandon. I forget who it was, but one of the teenagers got up in line and they asked, how much suck do you have to embrace? You know, because they're like, you guys talk about the 5 years of suck, but like, how much do you have to sacrifice?
That was a really good question. Yeah, like when is too much that you're giving up to like live for tomorrow, like, right?
Yeah,
I think that's a really good question, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's a fantastic question. I think it's the best question out of the whole event.
Yeah.
How about you guys? Your responses now. You put you Jack on the spot. How much suck is too much suck?
There's never enough suck.
I'm a child. I can't answer this.
Well, truthfully, I mean, we all have our choice in our choice in poison and suck. I mean, Curtis went without a shower. I enjoyed doing rehabs and wearing masks. Lynn enjoys being a GC for out of state investing. Dylan, I don't know what you suck. Fabulous hair.
I didn't go on vacation for like 4 years. I lived on like chicken and rice, so I could save like 100K, and then just started rolling that money. And now I might be able to get most of my money back, and I still have the properties to go buy more properties.
I
So
think it's really about like putting like the things that you're like all that there is in your life that you have. Let's say this is family, this is your savings, this is like what you spend on clothes, this is what you spend on Amazon, whatever
Mhm.
Costco. And then you put all those categories and then you assign them priorities. Like what takes priority for you? Like if in true and honesty, traveling is your thing, or food is your thing, or like I don't know, anybody has hobby like jockey is like hockey is your thing, soccer is your thing, whatever's your thing, like prioritize. And then for like the next 6 months, you're gonna eliminate that last three categories. And then that's where like I think my suck is balanced all the time. Not all the time, obviously. Sometimes I'm like, oh, why did I do this to myself? But at least you have to have some joy. I don't submit to extreme frugality either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you have to balance it some because like we can't go and just embrace the horror every day for years on end. Like you have to have a break from it.
Yeah, I quit doing that pretty recently. Actually, I've been starting a little lifestyle inflation, but it was also with the money inflation too. So,
Yeah, that's why I switched to like stripping equity from my properties now too,
so
because
redeploy.
yes, not redeploy, but also to have like some kind of stability as well. Like with the amount of debt that I have like this amount of income, then this amount of debt, then I'm okay with decreasing the amount of debt because this income is still okay, kind of thing, as opposed to like sacrificing cash flow, right? I'm sacrificing cash flow for more stability during the now time.
No, it makes sense. How about you, Curtis?
I may not be the one to ask this question to,
You
because
sacrifice everything.
because I think especially early on in your path, you got to be up to give a lot up.
Hmm.
And so for me, yeah, that was the normal amenities, right? The shower, like the kitchen and stuff. But
Normal amenities.
I don't, I don't think most people are going to do that. And so maybe they take the route of the no vacations or the rice and beans lunch deal, or they find other ways.
You know what I will tell people though, like you don't have to do that the whole time you're building the portfolio. You can really front load a lot of the struggle, I guess, of just like not being able to spend money on anything. Like I was just talking about, like I saved up, I don't know, at this point it's probably somewhere near 150K. That's all I've ever put into properties. And I'm getting ready to get a lot of that back to be able to go buy more properties because I'm saving, but it's much easier now for me that I have some pieces on the board and I've built up some equity to go pull that equity out of that and then redeploy that and then try to grow more equity. So it gets easier and you don't have to sacrifice as much if you just put in the effort now, and then later you don't have to, struggle as much. You can go on some vacations.
Yeah,
But that's my take on it. Well,
there was a question about Gary, I think,
oh, there
earlier.
was a question by Gary.
Yeah, it says, "What are your thoughts of the Bears coming to Indiana?" My thoughts are
The
positive.
Bears.
Positive of if that happens, which
Yeah,
I'm sure take like years if
you're
that happens.
30. You're like 30K
I would look
properties.
like a freaking genius if that happened. Like a freaking genius, and I can't wait. Not just, but yeah,
It'd probably be the mid 2030s for my understanding of it.
yeah,
Still, the build out though is going to be it start very soon, so they can build the whole stadium and everything because those take a really long time to build.
yeah, but it's still not confirmed, so don't get your hopes
yeah.
too high there, Lynn. I don't want to rain on the parade, but I want to set the real expectation. Is that it's not for sure yet.
Not yet. I think they're voting on a bill about it, right? On the 27th of this month or something like that to start infrastructure. Okay, a budget for infrastructure or something like that. We'll see. And why am I not supposed to be buying? Because I don't have money. One. And then two, because I want to work on reserves. And then three, because if you don't know my story, I've been burning for the last 2 years and I'm really, really tired. And four is because I'm trying to quit my W-2 and start my own company. So I have a lot of reasons to not be buying right now. So
Reserves, have good credit? Just get a credit card, Lynn.
Yeah, which is I just did that like for the first time. I'm doing using my LLC to get a business credit card, which is the first
Yeah.
time I'm doing it. But I just recently watched Super did an interview with somebody. I forgot who asked him the question, but he said he only had 50,000 for his reserves waiting in cash, and he has like 200, almost 200
Oh wow.
units. So I was surprised to hear that. He was not advising, but telling the person that he was interviewing that the person had $150,000 for his reserves. So he basically said that's too much. I would cut that in half. But I'm surprised that was the
Uh,
number.
I'm not really surprised because while I don't know Zuber's portfolio inside and out because he doesn't really share
Mhm.
the numbers,
I
but
wouldn't either at that size.
right? But Dion does, and so I'll use Dion for the example because I know he shares his numbers on online. If Dion nets 20,000 a month, right, and if Zuber's probably more than that, right, because he has this huge portfolio. 50,000 in reserves kind of makes sense because he's probably going to make that amount the very next month. So he doesn't
Yeah.
really need a whole lot of um, reserves.
Yeah, it kind of goes back like the way I've at least always thought of reserves and building real estate portfolio in general is it's kind of like an insurance company. And by that I mean you have risks spread across all of these different properties. You only need so much money to take care of any specific issue at a given time. So the more properties you have, the less money you need,
Mhm.
and the more properties you have, the more spread out your risk is. Like I talked to these people when I was going and touring a duplex. They were there at the same time because they were talking about an open house. They were like, "Oh, it's going to be like $20,000. It's going to take so long to recoup that money from the cash flow." I'm like, "Oh, these people are novice." But at the same time, I was like, "Yeah, I mean, that's not really how I think about investing in real estate. As far as like if I have to spend money on something, I look at the portfolio on a global level. So if we have to spend 15K in one property, in one unit, how long does it take the total portfolio to get that money back? Because at some point, there's always going to be something happening, but it makes no difference to me whether I spend 15K in one unit or, 5K across three units. It's the same money that got pulled out of my portfolio. So how long till globally we get that back? If that makes sense. It's just, I think, a different way of looking at it.
Maybe because I don't know. I have like $30,000 for myself only, me and this house, because this house is expensive.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. In my head, it was $50,000, like three roofs out of 200 properties. I'm like,
Mhm.
that very doable that you could replace three roofs at the same time in my
Yeah.
head. In California, probably two roofs, not three roofs at $50,000 is. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
I'm extremely conservative. It seems like to me continuously to be shocking.
Hey, it's working for you, so keep going that way. Um, did y'all have anything else you wanted to cover from the event?
No, one thing I did talk to Zuber about this morning when we were on the live, um, in which I told him I wasn't going to be the one that would set it up. I kind of punted on it because I didn't really have a thought, but it'd be nice if like we all had Blink. I don't know if you guys ever used the app, but Blink app, basically you put all your information on there, your YouTube, your Instagram, all that stuff.
Mhm.
You just scan the code, and then now each other has like the contact. I think if
Mhm.
everyone at the event had the app before, it'd make it a lot
Mhm.
easier to connect. We could all kind of be on the same page instead
Yep.
of Zuber or me doing it for Zuber to get everyone's contact information, make their own code. I think we should all just use the app.
You
Yeah.
can put it
So
on school, like
Yeah.
a blog kind of. You can pin it to the front. It's like if anybody wants to connect online, then
Mhm.
add their
yeah.
information.
If anybody watching doesn't know what Blink is, it's like a digital business card that just has like all your handles, phone number, contact information, like basically just a contact that you can import into your phone. It's super useful. Mac has not Mac. iPhone has a similar feature where you can just tap phones and it'll transfer your information to the other person. But yeah, Blink's a really cool app.
Jessica, surround yourself with wealthy people that pay for everything. That's his recommendation for people that are going to Vegas. Joking, maybe not. Jessica, I'm really trying, but I don't have the private jet friends. But if you know anybody, I could use my friends.
I was telling Curtis he needs to find a sugar mama and he can hit financial independence in a week.
Put a baby in it.
Oh my. Oh,
I mean, this is from Three Better 99. And I feel like people that reach out to me, I already do this, that they want to invest in Gary. So, and I refer a lot of people to my realtor and other people as well. So they already, I'm kind of already doing that.
3 or 4.
So, yeah.
I'm being called on because I got to go to another thing. We got a wire for the house that we're closing on this week. So
Oh, nice.
I
Oh,
got
nice.
going on too. But I got to go because we got to meet up with somebody because we're wiring. We got to do 2 separate wire transfers, and I'm just
You
walking.
got important things to do with monies.
Yeah, send monies and stuff like that. But yeah, if you didn't get a chance to go to the event this year, I highly recommend going next year. Post in the school chat if you're looking for somebody to connect with to be able to split a room. Most of us are well. I'm not saying I'm willing to split a room with anybody, but but everybody's looking for somebody that they're friends with to split a room with to cut down on costs. There's tons of ways to cut down on costs. I think this year like the first year I spent like $2,500. This year I maybe spent like $1,500, if that. Maybe it was like $1,000 going to the event. So just getting better with it with some of the cards and stuff. So that's my recommendation to everybody. And if y'all are staying on, I gotta head out. But I'll see you guys. Thank you for joining us, Curtis.
Thank you, man.
All right, see you guys. Bye.
Any other feedback you guys have about the event?
I honestly think the event is really good. I think we kind of hit everything that could be done. I think next year I might bring some bowling shoes. I want to try.
You're gonna bring some what?
Bowling shoes.
Bowling shoes, yeah. I also heard, I think Mark saying that they're gonna try to do, since the majority of the people are staying at the Grand has also a conference room, and
Yeah, I heard Jim talking about that.
they're trying to see if if a lot of people are staying there, then we may be able to book that room for like Friday night, maybe for like the VIP people, or something related to like our event as well prior to the event. That'd be cool.
That'd be nice.
Mhm. So Curtis, you're doing your house hack this year? Another house hack?
We'll kind of see. I think that's the plan. Is the portfolio deal I was trying to do. He didn't say no, but he said not yet. So I'm like, all right, I don't want to just sit and wait. And so I'm going to do another house hack in this
Mhm.
year.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. The numbers have started to move a little bit higher than the last time I really looked. I look now as like an agent, but I don't always run the numbers unless the clients ask me to. But for me to actually run the numbers, like, oh, some things have changed since I last did this.
And then would that be like a duplex, a triplex, or a quad? Like, what's your goal?
From what I've been seeing, the duplexes don't really work. The prices have gone too high in the areas that I would like to actually live in, and so I'm looking probably for more. The triplex seems to be the gold, like the Goldilocks, where the price and the rents will still make sense. Though we're starting to see the fourplexes actually drop in price, so possibly I'll get that. So either a 3 or a 4.
Are you able to tap into any like down assistant programs? No.
If it was my first one, then yes. We have this awesome down payment assistance program here in Washington, where basically, if you're a person of color and your family's been here since or can show they were here in 1968, the state of Washington will give you up to $150,000 for a down payment. But I'm not a first time home buyer, and so that I can't qualify for that program, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think we have California has a California Dream for All down payment assistance that is about to open up again in February 27th, I think.
Mm.
And they do give you the 20% down to get into your first home. As a first time home buyer, I don't qualify, obviously. Also, it has income limits too. But I'm telling everybody, it's like, it's a lottery system. So if you win it, like even if you don't
Oh.
not planning on buying, just like go in the lottery, you don't know what's going to happen. Like,
No, yeah, ours is like it's not the lottery. Like if you meet the requirements, you get it, which is really cool. But a lot of people don't know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm trying to get a few more clients to take advantage of that. Like when I was at the Pace event, I literally found all the black people and I said, "Hey, you might qualify for this. I don't know if you do or not, but it's going to be worth you at least looking into it. It's $150,000 of free money."
Yeah, that's crazy. That's funny. You found all the black people I follow Pace. I like when I talk to those people, they're so like indoctrinated to only do creative financing that they like never want to even consider. When I talk to people, like especially a few people that I know that I use them as notaries because like I try to like incentivize women-owned businesses. So like I always try to use like lenders that are women or notaries that are women to close like all the houses. So they're so convinced that they cannot qualify for traditional financing that I'm like, no, you haven't checked. Like, I'm not gonna ask you straight up what's your income, but you can always check and like see if you can get pre-approved. If you don't, then they will let you know what your credit score is or how you might need to like move forward. But they're also convinced they're never going to qualify for traditional financing.
Yeah, the sub 2 community is a very interesting community. They're almost bifurcated, but not even at 50%. Like there's some people that are doing like so much, like they're impressive and they're doing the work and they do all these awesome things. And there's a big chunk of people that don't do anything except bird dog or wholesale, which that's fine. But when you ask them how many they've done, the number's often not that much. I'm not trying to hate on them, but it's just like a different way of seeing things. It's much more transaction based.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I think it comes down to who, Pace Morby speaks to more of the entrepreneurs and stuff, and people want to get involved, but like those programs sometimes are very restrictive and hard to complete when you're working a W-2 job.
Mm-hmm.
The traditional financing, you mean?
No, I mean like bird dogging and all that and all those.
Yeah. You need time for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a full-time job without full-time pay at the beginning.
I know. But I also feel like, do you even know at 19 years old you're an entrepreneur? I don't feel like most people know. Do you know you're not an employee at 19 years old? Like, you probably don't. Like, the majority of the subto people that I talk to, they're younger. They're very young, usually.
Yeah, and if they're not young, then something happened in their life to get them over to sub two, where they feel like they need a fresh start. They either left their job or something happened where they feel like they need to get that control back. And I'm very appreciative of that community because we all need people to go find deals for us,
Yeah.
right? And so it's kind of a double-edged sword type of deal. From the younger crowd that are in that group, it kind of feels like they know that they don't want to go to college, which that's fine, but they it's kind of a disillusion of how easy they think it will be, just because Pace makes it look easy.
Yeah, just because he jumps on the live calls on YouTube and like closes deals
Yeah,
every time you see them doesn't mean it's gonna happen to you. And then they know, like, oh, my deal might take 1 or 2 years of me trying to get a deal. And I'm like, but also you could get income for 1 to 2 years and then go and apply for a loan. And if you don't make a lot of money, you can apply for a down assistance program or like, move further out, right?
hmm
Some people don't want to. Yeah.
Jack, I know there's no events in your area, which I'm kind of shocked by.
There's a couple. They have weird schedules and stuff, and
Oh,
the biggest one I don't really care for a whole lot. But speaking about events, okay, when are your Tacoma meetups?
typically, the first Monday of the month. Um, Let me look because I was recently designated a co-host for a few of them. So let me
Oh
see if
no.
that holds. If that hold, I know the responsibility. Um, let's see here, Tacoma F5. But yeah, it's typically been the first Monday. Um, if for some reason we have to move it, then we will. But that's when it typically is. And let's see here, Tacoma FI. Because you're thinking of coming during the summertime, right?
Sometime during the year. I'm not sure when.
Sometime during the year. All right, let me look at our events. Okay. So Monday. Yeah, so it looks like we got March, April, May, and June all planned out, all being the first Monday of the month.
Cool.
Past June, I don't know, but as of right now,
Why are you
No
trying to
pro-
go to Tacoma when they have their meetup?
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, cool.
yeah, we usually get a nice showing out. It also kind of depends if Dion is in town or not. If Dion's there and he says he'll be there, magically more people will show up.
Where's Dion now?
Dion is here in Washington. I think he's going to be at our event in 2 weeks.
Oh, so I should go to that one.
um, but after that, I don't know. I know he's thinking of selling his current house, and he has two offers in on another place. So I think he's going to be in Washington for a little bit, to my understanding.
Does Jacek know your story?
No, he
Okay.
has to. He has to because he's giving me a hard time about it.
Okay.
He said that once I'm free, I should make a book that said like "No Shower to a Millionaire" or something like that.
That's a good title, From No Shower to Millionaire.
No shower to cash cow. Cash
Yeah.
cash cow showers.
Well, if you keep doing house hacks in like 7 years, you'd be like Dion.
Currently, my path is following. I don't know if you are super familiar with, but PTO for life.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. So they're on house like 9 now, and they're
I
kind
think
of
I
in a
seen them
similar.
at. Oh, I was just saying. I think I seen them at the event this past year, but
Mhm.
only like I would see them, but it's like way across the room. So I wasn't really up close enough to be like, oh yeah, that's them.
Yeah, no, they were there, and I appreciate them because they took some pictures for when I won the belt because it was so unexpected. I didn't have anyone to take a picture, but they took pictures and they filmed it, so I appreciated that. But yeah, so they're on house like 9, and they do it in an expensive area too. I think they're in Denver, and so it's kind of like my kind of like my market. So I'm kind of following like their path.
Mhm. But they already retired, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, guys, I think that's all she spoke or she wrote.
Yeah.
I think I think it's a good place to stop, and we'll come back next week. Not sure
Perfect.
what time yet.
Thank you for having me on, though.
Thank you, everybody.